What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's vlog. Sit back and enjoy this video as we've got some good activities planned here on a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. All right, guys, so we just got back from a quick trip to Walmart. The lines at Walmart were like out of this world. So basically they had 6 registers open on Sunday, which is their second busiest day. We were talking to the clerk as they were checking all of our goods out. Come to find out, Saturday is actually the busiest day for the Walmart out here in Lancaster County, as Sundays are used for religious purpose with the Mennonites and kind of the Amish praising the Lord. So I've got a few things in store today, guys. The first thing that we're going to be doing today is debadging the WRX. So I did actually just go out and pick myself up a tripod, so getting official with some of the equipment out in the camera sector. Going to be putting the GoPro on top, but what I'm looking to do today, guys, is pull off the badging here, symmetrical all-wheel drive, the Subaru badging, and the Wallace imports. I am going to leave this WRX badge. Basically, that's only going to take a few minutes. There's only a few things that are required to do that. I do have one tool that I'm going to share with you guys that makes that process entirely too easy. I did debadge the Duramax. For those of you that didn't notice, I took the side moldings off of the doors, as well as the Silverado LTZ badging off the back of the truck. Now, debadging is 100% personal preference. Personally, body lines look much cleaner without the side moldings on there. Some people do like it. So I'm going to be debadging the WRX, and I'm going to be debadging the fiance's Subaru Impreza, which is just sitting across the street over there. So the debadging process is relatively simple, guys, if you have all of the right equipment. Picked up a small spool of fishing line. Basically, that's what we use to remove the initial lettering from the car. The next thing that is definitely recommended in this whole process is this 3M wheel. So this thing is the magic trick right here, guys. It makes this whole job incredibly easy. As I alluded to earlier, the automotive adhesive is obviously very strong and very tacky, and it can make for a complete bear of removal. Now, you can remove automotive adhesive without this automotive grade adhesive remover wheel. Basically what you would need is some bug and tar remover or some other kind of adhesive remover and a trusted microfiber. But this thing makes the job so much easier. I use this to remove the side moldings and all the badging on the Duramax, and it made my life so easy. So basically what this is you get a drill bit and then a wheel that has threading in the middle. That way you can use your normal household drill on a forward setting and basically just peel off all of the different automotive tape. So first off, guys, gonna just hit this surface with a little simple green. Get it nice and cleaned up. Get all this road debris off, at least for the most part. Second, guys, as simple as it is, just take some of your fishing line, wrap it around your fingers a few times, kind of like you're gonna floss your teeth, right? And then basically just run it behind each one of the letters. Oh no, what do you think, buddy? So next off, guys, install your automotive adhesive removal wheel onto the drill and then run at low speeds across the lettering. That way it'll rip this adhesive right off. To give you guys a quick glimpse at what it looks like kind of after the finished state here, you can see that there are these little lines, but basically that is just the dust or the bit actually wearing out, so all of that rubs right off. But it's a really nice tool because, I mean, you can see it just strips all of that adhesive right off. So next step here, guys, is to then take a little bit of this bug and tar remover, give it a quick spurts, let it sit for a minute, and then clean it up quick. Now, in different sunlight, guys, you will see that there is a very slight Subaru and then symmetrical all-wheel drive where that was placed. So that's really where your clay bar and your clay bar compound will come into play. Basically, this will now blend all of that paint that's never seen the light of day with the paint that is now 2 years old on this car. Finish it off, guys, it would be best to hit this now exposed area with some sort of a wax. I don't have any in the arsenal. I'm gonna have to run out to the store to pick some up. Probably should have picked it up at Walmart while I was there earlier, but I didn't check the inventory beforehand. So that way, guys, you have a nice sealed finished surface that's now good and debadged. So just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the car is debadged, and I think that took us all of about probably 6 minutes. So at the end of the day, that automotive adhesive wheel remover is an amazing tool. Highly suggest it. The best 35 bucks I've ever spent. I've used it on 3 cars now, and it's never ceased to disappoint. Plus, it's a huge time saver because we all know that that is an absolute pain in the ass process without a tool that's made for the job. Before we end this thing, now that I have all the equipment out, I'm gonna hit the fiance's car too, get this thing cleaned up a little bit, but just in a little bit of a quicker time frame. Look who decided to show up.
What's up, buddy?
What's happening, buddy?
Not much.
How's your Sunday going?
It's going good.
Well, as a matter of fact, Max, getting the truck in and out of the garage is only a few minute activity versus the 10 minutes that you were just thinking. You can all see that it is quite a tight fit. I'm actually really surprised that this thing fits as easily as it does, and it doesn't even require any maintenance because the manual handle actually clears the top of the truck by like, what is that, 1.5 inches, 2 inches at best. So it's definitely a winning scenario. Downtown, there's some sort of a truck show that's going on. I'm really not even sure what it is. Throw my seatbelt on here. But there's people that are scattered like everywhere. Come to find out, I'm not even part of this show. Kind of just passing through. Let's see if we can get some other good reactions here. So I have no idea what's going on downtown. It's kind of what I was just telling everybody that's watching. Seems like it's like some sort of a convoy or something like that.
There's a lot of men in light.
I'm telling you, man. But I was telling everybody that we're just cordially passing through. All right, Max. See you later, buddy.
Peace out.
I'm jumping all around here, guys. I just jumped back in the truck. Come to find out, I just spoke with these two awesome elderly individuals that are sitting right there. This time of the year, every year, there's a Make-A-Wish Foundation fund that comes through and basically runs through this area of Lancaster County, ending on this stretch of 322. So basically, it's just a big loop that they run for Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it's all big semis and 18-wheelers. So let's see how this thing turns out. I think this is going to be kind of cool, and what's even neater about it is I didn't even know that this was going on today. So let's check it out. That's awesome. Well, I'm sure that you guys can hear the honking that's taking place, and you can see this wall of trucks that's driving past me right now. They do have exception to go through red lights, which is pretty cool as it keeps consistency of flow. That was really neat, guys. I had no clue that this was something that took place. Just from a small conversation that I had with the individual that I was parked next to, this is something that's been annually reoccurring for years. Basically what happens is all local businesses or local independent sole proprietor drivers can participate in this event on behalf of either themselves or the organization that they work for. It's a $100 buy-in, and a majority of the profits go out to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So as I was sitting there kind of watching the trucks, you know, go past, there were some trucks that actually had signs on it, just like this one right here. On the front, it says, Make-A-Wish Child on board. You know, you kind of want to just disconnect from the realities of life at times and just really realize how good you have it, right? So today is Mother's Day, so anybody out in the room, I'm sure that you all went out and appreciated your mother. You know, to receive a phone call from your mother, you know, on a week-to-week basis or a day-to-day basis is something that you should absolutely never take for granted. And you know, just going back to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I mean, this is absolutely an incredible cause for such a good premise. I mean, some kids are born just not so fortunate. Unfortunately, they come into the world, they don't have a choice. None of us have a checklist or a checkbox of options when we come into this world, and unfortunately, whatever cards we're dealt, we have to play throughout the rest of our lives. So I just wanted to take a minute for everybody to really realize how fortunate those of you are. You know, it just breaks my heart, you know, and it's so awesome to see each and every one of these child smiling faces, you know, out in these military vans and these big semis and fire trucks. It is just so cool. So just take a minute, guys, to really appreciate every day how well you have it, because some people would absolutely go to the world's end to have it as good as some of us have it. Alright guys, so previously I did a things I hate about this truck video. You can find that one right here. But this time, guys, I wanted to change it up a little bit because a lot of you took that as me bitching about my truck. Now, what you guys got to realize is I went out and bought this truck because it has everything that I was ever looking for in a truck. I went out and I shopped Cummins and Power Stroke as well, but I landed with the Duramax. There's other reasons to that as well. I actually used to work for General Motors, so some of you that ask, what do you do? So I wanted to take a minute, guys, to make another video highlighting the things that I absolutely love about this truck, because the list goes on and on and on, but I want to highlight 5 primary things. So the first thing that I absolutely love about this truck is the motor. So this Legacy 6.6 liter Duramax is just such a proven powertrain that going into the purchase of this truck was an absolute no-brainer. These motors have been around for decades now that they've gone through multiple iterations of improvement. So to jump onto the LML bandwagon was an absolute no-brainer and a very confidence-inspiring decision, being that I was completely new to the whole diesel spectrum. I did go out and shop the Cummins as well, because that 5.9 as well as the 6.7 for the newer trucks is also a legacy powertrain with that inline-6 common rail turbo setup. But overall, the Duramax seemed like a great fit and finish for me and what I was looking to accomplish out of this truck. So the second thing that I absolutely love about the Duramax is the fact that it comes with an Allison transmission right out of the package, right? So it's a no-brainer that I have a Legacy 6.6 liter Duramax motor under the hood that's conjoined with the Allison transmission. So like I had mentioned earlier, when you guys were hanging out in the hood of the truck, is the fact that I didn't know much about diesels going into it. My father had a 5.9 Cummins that we had pretty good luck with from a transmission perspective, but I also knew that the Cummins transmissions were just really weak and very glassy, right? It didn't take much to push them over the edge. So going into the buying of the truck, the purchase of the truck, I knew that eventually I was going to be deleting this thing, and with the deletion comes more power. So then you want to look at other tuning capabilities down the road. Part of the reason that I absolutely love this truck is the powertrain coupled with the drivetrain is almost like the perfect combination. The third thing, ladies and gentlemen, is a very obvious one for anybody that would go out to buy any vehicle, is the fact that I love the lines of this thing. So kind of a funny story. Right when I began the shopping process for trucks, I really actually hated this body style, which is kind of ironic because now I'm saying that I love it. But it wasn't until I saw a color-matched 2015 body style Chevy Duramax that I realized that it was the body style for me, because I was very torn between the Denali or the SLT trim of the Sierra or the LTZ or the High Country trim of the Silverado. Now, when I bought this truck back in December of 2014, they actually didn't even offer the High Country, if I'm not mistaken. I know that it came out just soon thereafter, which offered a color match bumper up in the front and the rear, but did not have a color match grille or headlight inserts. But once I saw a color matched one, I realized then and there that that was the truck that I wanted. What I love about it so much is its bulldogish figure. You guys have a phenomenal angle right now at just depicting the body lines and the curvatures of this truck. I'm absolutely in love with it. So as some of you might be aware, for my frequent visitors and my new visitors that you probably might not be aware, I have a Cognito 4 to 6 inch NTBD lift kit on this truck. It is a 4 to 6 inch adjustable ride height lift that does not drop the torsion bars, which you can see on the bottom. So the fourth thing that I absolutely love about this truck with the Cognito lift is how amazing it rides. This thing rides like the Cadillac of all diesels. What's nice is these trucks come with independent front suspension. From an off-road perspective, independent front suspension is a little bit more disadvantaged when it comes to comparing IFS to straight axle trucks. But the big advantage is going out and getting amazing ride quality. Now, stock, this thing was definitely not anything to write home about. It was a little rough, it was definitely bouncy, and you could feel a lot of the bumps. But once I upgraded to the Cognito 4 to 6 inch lift, I also put different torsion keys in the truck, as well as different upper control arms. So the combination of the lift kit with the upper control arms and then the new torsion keys, this thing rides incredibly well. Right now, the truck sits at about 5 inches all around. So that basically means that in the front, I have no pressure on the torsion keys, and in the rear, I have a 1-inch block. So it gives the truck a very nice overall ride height. So last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you right now, it's really hard to refine my list to just 5 things that I love about this truck. Honestly, the other video that I made, things I dislike about the truck, which you can find right here, was really difficult to make. I really actually had to think long and hard into a list of things that I could find to complain about with this truck. Astonishingly, as a majority of you would imagine, an almost fully loaded LTZ Silverado would not have many things to complain about, right? So last but not least on this list is the overall interior, the quality of it, and the sound deadening of the cab. Now I know that that's a few different things, but this interior is just absolutely flawless in my opinion. From the control panel over here for your drivetrain, as well as your headlights and some of your toe brake, to the ability to simply fold in your mirrors on the left side via one button, right in the middle there, to preset seat adjustments, nice crisp blue LED lighting for the gauge cluster, a gorgeous doubled-in display that has more functionality than I even know what to do with. If we go to the home button here, kind of shows you everything. More presets on this radio than any stations that I'm fully aware of to date. Then we have a logically organized and architected button program, individual climate control for the driver and the passenger, this massive storage type glove box that seriously has more room than I even know what to do with. The deadening inside this cab is something similar to an insane asylum. I mean, it's dead quiet. This truck has a 3-inch downpipe straight off the turbo that then turns to a 5-inch transition throughout the rest of the truck, which is right down at the bottom of the firewall, out the back to a 5 to 7-inch axle dump exhaust tip. When you guys axle dump and exhaust, you got to realize that it's actually going to make your truck louder, because now you have exhaust sounds reverberating off of the ground straight up through the bed of the truck, which is then going to directly radiate back into the cab. So when I did my axle dump, yes, the truck did get a little bit louder, and there's a slight pinch of drone on the highway between 75 and 80 miles an hour. But besides that, I can drive this truck around all day and have a very tame conversation with whomever my passengers might be, whether they're in the front or the back. That is one of the best features of this truck. And 2 years later, guys, 35,678 miles later down the road, this thing has like 0 creaks or rattles. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to realize that I seriously love this thing, and there's not much that I dislike about it. That list that I stated earlier was actually really hard to come up with, guys. You gotta realize that. I had to think long and hard into some of the silly little things that I opted out of from the factory that I wish that I would have gotten down the road. But at the end of the day, it's not really something that bothers me. It's not like I get in and start my truck and say, oh, this thing doesn't have a heated steering wheel, I hate it. No, guys, it's not like that at all. Every single time I drive this truck, I have a huge smile from ear to ear, because we all know it's not about miles per gallon, it's miles per gallon. But seriously, guys, this thing's absolutely awesome. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. I'm sorry it was kind of a montage, bouncing back and forth. Really cool event that we all witnessed earlier for Make-A-Wish Foundation. Again, guys, appreciate what you have. Set goals and you will get there eventually. I'm no career advisor, I'm no life counsel. I'm just telling you guys, we all have to be appreciative every single day that we wake up, whether it's not, you don't like going to your job, you can't stand to your boss, or whatever the case may be. Still realize that you are lucky because you have your health, and we're even more lucky that we have the blessing to go out and do really cool things like this, whether it's vehicles or whatever your other hobby might be. So with that said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. So with that said, all I can ask is have a great day. Take care.
Blah, 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 blah.